Hello, this is Gerald, Johan van Waas. In this video I will explain you how easy it can be to recognize the processes that can be formed from the letters onwards, how they are directed by their own nature of their positions. In previous videos I mostly focused on the positions in time and space alone. But actually every position also has a tendency to make a certain form appear, and we follow a certain form much more even than we also are guided by these positions. And in this video I will demonstrate a guiding tool that you can use simply as a puzzle even, that you can simply compile it and see where it leads you. And of course it needs still a little bit of interpretation, but it will go already a little bit more automatically, and that's my intention, that you can also start to do things yourself and also start to try out this method for yourself. And it makes this method with a form makes it most easy, even if that doesn't explain all of its possibilities that you can have with letters combinations as words. It already gives you a very good starting point, which I will explain in this video. So basically we have the three foundations in one dimension of the first three letters, which are very strict positions in the center, away from the center, or at the edges. These are the three steady placements. And I will also compare it to these other way of thinking, that we start with a very steady point, but gradually it will not always be found, it will not work. So let's say that the next kind of positions that we could notice are unsteady placements. So they balance a little bit. So, and we make a choice, okay, what is it? Where is it? Okay, I can still find it. So I find it in the center U. I can still find it away from the center as L, and I can sense it. I can recognize it. It's not sensing. I recognize it in the placement at the edges there, where the B is. And there's a tension already. So the steadiness is a bit gone. So there's a tension. And also by the formation process that we can use, this kind of balancing out tension will be formed in the forms as well. So the kind of forms that you get out of it will fit in these U, L, and B positions. That's how I come to that, and that's how the forms are easily come to a certain different kinds of forms that I formulated more than once. The C and X, it's this balance. You try to keep, you want to have a balance, so it's the focus point is not in one position, not in two positions, but it's in three positions of choice. So you try to make a direction, you try to direct what the unsteadiness, you try to direct this unsteadiness in one of these positions. But what happens is, of course, you have a couple of choices, though there are choices of directions, and they are open. They're open, and you try to find the balance in three positions. Try to find the balance in C in the center, M away from the center, X at the edges. The next step, of course, will be, because of these directions, and we try to keep a focus on the directions, the next logical point will be that you say, okay, I know the direction, so I find the direction, and this is away already from the way of thinking of a position in the physical plane. The circle here, we go away from the circle, we go into the next frame. The next frame are not about positions, but they are about movements, directions as they are also in time. So we cross the physical border and we have associations in directions. The D from center onwards horizontal, N vertical, and the Y diagonal. Very easy. The next step will be, of course, that we have a direction, but these directions seems to we want to control them, then there are separate directions, although there are also variations. Where are they? So you have them here, the A, the O, the Z and the W. I will show you where they are. Okay, I can show you where they are. I thought I had written them down, but I didn't. So the A it gives you a kind of space or place where the directions can evolve in A, can find a place in which they fit in O. They go actually in the middle, in the diagonal. You have two options. You have the options of this breaking of directions is away from our centering, trying to find a position, and is away is with the W, and the Z is coming back to our control of directions within as seen from our center. But the goal would be, of course, very nice that we don't have a range, because A has a range of evolution, O has a range of placement, W is going away and Z is coming back. But we want to have again with the triple point, we try to find a balance. So in the directions and the whole set of directions that we could recognize at that point, we try to find a steady position that is not just a range, but a steady position that we can make a conclusion. I want to make a conclusion that it has a specific direction in G, F, and P. And because there is too much doubt of directions, and the solution will not be easy for that. The solution is that it can always go in all kinds of directions. So the direction is then transferred into a fluctuation, and that's what I will have in G, F, and P. I can centralize my fluctuation, and the centralizing of fluctuations are the directions expressed in a completely different nature, of course, of our association with G, F, and P. G is this form that you can see it's going in a vertical way, but actually it started from a horizontal progression. You also see the F on top, and you see the P at the side there as well. So what's the next step then? In a way, we reached our border of directions. We had already the physical plane and some directions, and this is where we reach the border of also of our personal reach, because the directions so far are directions from our point of view in what we see in reality, in what we meet in reality, in what we meet in the immediate environment, because these were the environmental conditions of directions in time. So the next step would be, of course, what else do we have? What can we reach from here onwards? We will reach the other positions, other positions, other central positions even. So this next stage will not simply be a centralized vision from our own to go towards and to check what we have at the other positions. No, it is we take a distance from our center position and we see how many other directions I can see: horizontal, vertical, diagonal. And we have here the next three letters: the V, which you can recognize as a letter, the Q, which you could also recognize as a letter, and the G, which has a distance, the farthest distance from our center position, as the difference, everything which is different and making a difference, or which is the other. While we're trying to reach the other with Q, we try to reach other things in V, and the other things, what is different in G. And the tendency is, of course, to keep the order together, to keep an order in all these associations. We always get our vision further and further away, and we try to localize its context. As you can see here, I already have in the background a context, and that's where we're going to go towards, to have a context and use the context. And the first time when we really succeed in doing so, horizontal, we have, as if like in the other videos, in the horizontal plane, I have this space. I have a space between my thing, my border, and another one. Or with time, where I have the R there in the distance, I have a distance within time, in a time frame. I've noticed the difference in time frame. I notice the difference in the spatial frame. And when I have really the balance between all these things, if I would take the same kind of distance, it would not fit immediately in the context, but it does. And that's what the he is. The he, it is a special thing. I have explained that in some other videos. The he is like the laughing a little bit, and because it will go and fit towards the context. It will do that, even when it doesn't fit, it will go to the fit. And then the last thing, of course, will be that I will use this full context. I have a frame which is the E also, which I can use it as a separate frame as E, as I. I could use that, I could do that, but E is also what is available everywhere as a frame that can make a context. And the S is, of course, the full range, and the H is this range that you can't even reach anymore, the full square there. These are basically all the frames from my steady position towards the estimation in directions and estimations in context. And these are also about forms, and you can use them as forms, and I will do that, to use them as an association, to make forms, to see how the things are formed, or how we associate its positions and can associate them as forms. I will do that in the next video with an example. Anyhow, I hope this foundation will be a bit helpful to think about letters and letter positions and letter formations yourself, to try to go and do these things yourself. I will give you one example and show you how easy it can be. There's a website too with a short URL of the previous recorded videos. You can subscribe to the YouTube channel if you like to have updates. Thanks again. Bye.